The black metal passageway was covered in dust, and the laser shots from before only left some marks on the floor. The huge force was slowly but firmly pushing against the door. On the other side of the passageway, Luo Feng's cloud contact armor swiftly covered his entire body, even his head was completely covered. At first glance, Luo Feng looked like a blood-red statue. Charge! Luo Feng fiercely pounced forward, sticking close to the ground and charging in. The soaring shuttle on top of his body immediately transformed into the mountain shield. Shoo! Beams of eye-piercing lasers immediately shot towards the mountain shield and Luo Feng. The moment the mountain shield was shot, under Luo Feng's control, it immediately broke into 365 blades. Large amounts of blades flew about, causing the laser sensors to immediately determine their targets. More lasers lit up, shooting towards the blades. Luo Feng himself was taken care of by 2 of the lasers. Peng! Luo Feng's entire body was hit by the lasers, smashing into the ground. After which he was hit by the lasers from the side and moved to the left. In an instant, Luo Feng was like a ping-pong ball, being hit by the lasers and moving irregularly. However, he was desperately controlling his spirit energy, making himself move forward. So, Luo Feng moved from below the gate, brushing against the ground and entering the ship. I'm finally in. Luo Feng felt his entire body aching. Simultaneously he felt the cloud contact vine's grievances, almost as though it was constantly being hit by the lasers. It felt wronged. Luo Feng couldn't help but laugh. Stop acting at most, I'll give you more food when we get back. The cloud contact armor's blood red glowed, almost as though it was excited. Shwa! The huge force suddenly disappeared, the gate once again fell, rumbling and smashing into the metal floor. Huge force, I've put it away. Babata said. Luo Feng looked around. He was currently in a wide straight path. Babata, where to now? This pitch-black path, Luo Feng didn't know what dangers awaited him. Luo Feng, we've already entered the Black Dragon Mountain X-81 ship. Relax, there's no danger now. Babata said, let's go, hurry to the command room and insert the signal device into the ship's AI interface. Only by connecting with the ship's AI, can I think of a way to break through its AI defenses and control it. Understood. Luo Feng nodded. At the same time, something that looked like a memory card suddenly appeared in front of him. Luo Feng extended his hand and grabbed it. Just insert the golden end into the socket. Let's go to the command room, Babata said. Lead the way. Luo Feng ordered. Left. Under Babata's guidance, Luo Feng swiftly advanced in the Black Dragon ship. Black Dragon Mountain X-81 model ship's command room. It was pitch black. When Luo Feng brushed against the ground and passed through the door, the moment he entered the ship. Ding. The spacious command room was instantly lit up. A man in a military uniform was sitting calmly in the middle of the room. Behind him stood 3 men in black uniforms. The man in military uniform and his 3 subordinates in black uniforms were all motionless. Then the control screen in front of the command room lit up. XXXX. A large amount of universe language words appeared on the screen. The translation was, Human Star Traveler Spirit Reader has intruded. Threat level weak. Kill him. And in the Black Dragon Mountain X-81 ship, at the bottom level of the ship, a sealed room suddenly lit up. In this sealed room, 3 metal robots stood motionless. These 3 robots were all 2.2 m tall. Their bodies were completely black and their eyes were red crystals. Ding. The moment the ship's AI system transmitted the numbers, the 3 robots' red crystal eyes all lit up. Ka. The energy within their bodies swiftly revolved. Simultaneously, the sealed room's door automatically opened. After which, the 3 robots followed the order and became 3 beams of light shooting out of the room. Following the bottom-level passageway, they quickly reached the middle-level passageway. Luo Feng was currently on the stairs between the middle-level passageway and the upper-level passageway. Luo Feng swiftly followed the stairs and arrived at the upper-level passageway. Luo Feng, there are 3 metal robots swiftly rushing over. Babata said. Luo Feng was shocked. He immediately retreated, leaving a buffer distance. Staring at the stairs before him, Luo Feng's legs felt a slight tremor from below. That was the tremor from running at high speed. Babata, didn't you say, there's no danger in this ship? This ship has been submerged for over 800,000 years. It's actually able to maintain the robot all this time, allowing it to still be used. It's really awesome. Babata couldn't help but say, the owner of this ship must have left a large amount of energy in the storage room back then. That's why this ship can last until today. Luo Feng didn't have time to argue with Babata, because the metal robot was about to arrive. Rumble. A black beam of light followed the stairs and fiercely rushed up the passageway. Luo Feng could clearly see the metal robot. Its entire body was made of black metal and its eyes glowed red. And its fists were very uncoordinated compared to its body size, because its fists were too big, almost like 2 heavy hammers. Break. The soaring shuttle in front of Luo Feng had long transformed into a mountain drill. The moment the robot rushed up, the mountain drill lit up with 18 golden beams of light. They swiftly revolved and gathered at the tip of the mountain drill. Ong. The mountain drill brought with it an ear-piercing sound. It immediately smashed into the metal robot's chest. As of now, Luo Feng was a Star Traveler Level 3 Spirit Reader. The soaring shuttle had reached the 2nd level of the 9 levels of the 3 Great Realms. At the same time, 18 spirit energies were activated. Even Hong and Thunder God would be injured if they took such a blow. Peng? The metal robot flew backwards and smashed into the wall beside the staircase. The other two robots rushed up too. A heavy punch arrived in front of Luo Feng like lightning. The mountain drill had just smashed one robot away. It didn't have the time to attack a second time. So fast. Luo Feng was shocked. It's much faster than my flying speed. At the same time, a long whip strangely appeared in Luo Feng's right hand. It became a curved line and fiercely smashed into the metal robot's head. Pah! While the metal robot was being smashed, its fist still smashed into Luo Feng's body. Large amounts of vines and leaves appeared on Luo Feng's body, layer after layer. Luo Feng flew backwards from the punch. As he flew backwards, Luo Feng's gaze was cold. A blood-red shard appeared in front of him. The edges of this shard were extremely sharp. Hybrid copper essence shard, decapitate. Immediately, 19 extremely tenacious spirit energy wrapped around the blood-red shard like 19 tentacles. In an instant, the 19 spirit energies exploded with the strongest driving force. This caused the shard's speed to explode, and its extremely sharp and thin edges made its air resistance shockingly low. This driving force exceeded the air resistance naturally. It continued to accelerate. Shio. The blood-red shard's speed was shocking. It immediately sliced towards the neck of the third metal robot. It was about to slice off its head. Ka. An ear-piercing sound resounded. The metal robot's neck actually produced sparks. The shockingly fast hybrid copper essence shard was immediately repelled. That metal robot was hit by this powerful force. It couldn't help but fly backwards. However, Luo Feng opened his eyes wide. He could clearly see. That metal robot's neck only had a mark on it. It didn't even have a single wound. The three robots became three beams of light and rushed forward again. Three pairs of red crystal eyes were emotionless. Babata, what the hell are these robots playing at? Luo Feng shouted within. He had no more tricks up his sleeves. Even his trump card, the hybrid copper essence shard, didn't have any effect. One had to know that in Luo Feng's estimation, relying on the mountain drill, he might be able to fight against the Star Traveler level 7 or 8. However, the moment he relied on the hybrid copper essence shard that even an undying would find hard to destroy, he might have a chance to harm a Star level 1 warrior. Of course, the prerequisite was that the opponent stood there without moving and let him hit him. Babata, what do we do now? Luo Feng asked. Don't rush, don't rush. I'm working hard. Babata said. You're working hard? Luo Feng couldn't care less. He turned and ran. However, his speed wasn't as fast as the three metal robots. Luo Feng extended two long vines from both his hands. Seeing the metal robot chase after him, he gave it a whip. Relying on this method, he made the opponent slow down. Not good, I've reached the end. Luo Feng's spirit energy clearly discovered that there was nowhere left to run. Luo Feng was shocked. His spirit energy clearly discovered that the three metal robots behind him had all landed and were standing there motionlessly. Luo Feng turned his head to look, only to see the three black metal robots not moving at all. Luo Feng, these three robots are already under my control. Babata said. Control? Luo Feng was shocked. These metal robots are controlled by the ship's AI system through wireless signals. Since it's a wireless signal, as long as the security level isn't high enough, I can break it. When you were fighting with them earlier, I was swiftly working hard to break it. Just now, I've already completely controlled these three robots. Babata was extremely proud. The robots aren't actually that big of a threat. It's just that their entire bodies are made of metal. These three are made of Black Yttrium. If you want to break them, it'll be very hard. Black Yttrium. Even a universe-level warrior would have to spend quite a bit of energy to break it. The advantage of the metal robots is that they can be made from extremely hard metals. However, they have too many weaknesses. For example, these three, they don't have their own AI. Hence, the method to attack you is very simple. Otherwise, as long as their AI is higher, with the three of them working together, even though it'll be hard to kill you with the cloud contact vine, it won't be hard to capture you. Babata said. Alright, enter the control room. Luo Feng took a deep breath. He walked forward. Behind him, the three metal robots obediently followed. Luo Feng suddenly looked ahead. There was an exquisitely carved silver door. We've reached the control room. Babata said. Acquiring the three metal robots, Luo Feng didn't seem too happy, because right now he only had one thought, to find a powerful weapon to kill the golden horned beast. This concerned the survival of the entire human race on Earth. Creak. Luo Feng used a bit of strength and pushed open the silver door. Ever since the spaceship sank, the door had never been opened again. The moment Luo Feng opened it, the command room and the outside world formed a weak flow of air. That luxurious command room naturally had a light breeze blowing past. The command room was bright and spacious. A soldier sat in the middle of the chair, and behind him stood three black uniformed guards. Seeing that there were people in the command room, Luo Feng was slightly shocked. Who? A light breeze blew past. The soldier sitting on the chair was like dust, immediately turning into powder. Even his uniform was turned into powder. Just like that, his entire body turned into a pile of dust, which flowed down from the chair onto the ground. The three uniformed guards behind him were blown by the wind. Their black uniforms slightly shook, breaking into pieces and falling to the ground. Some pieces of clothing still hung on their bodies. At the same time, it revealed the skin of these three people. One of them was a woman. Luo Feng could even see her naked appearance. This. Babata, didn't you say this ship sank for over 800,000 years? What happened to these three people? Luo Feng's spirit energy sensed that these three people had no signs of life, they were obviously dead. However, they didn't decay. Could they be undying beings? How could that be? That dead soldier sitting on the chair was indeed a big figure. These three guards aren't actually humans, they're a special product called liquid silver guards. Babata exclaimed, these liquid silver guards, their main material is liquid silver, which is even more valuable than Black Yttrium. It has an AI system. Normally they're just like real people. They can speak and do things, etc. Also, because their bodies are made of liquid silver, their bodies are like water. Even if a strong warrior punches them, they can easily deflect the impact. That's why they're extremely good bodyguards. For example, if they encounter an assassination, they can completely use their bodies to block it. Even though their killing power isn't that strong, if they're caught by them, even a universe-level warrior would have to spend some time to escape. They're the best bodyguards. Babata said, however, these liquid silver guards are different from robots. The liquid silver guards only obeyed the orders of their master. Second, they need energy to maintain their daily lives. To them, energy is like a human's life force. More than 800,000 years, their energy has long been depleted. Babata said, even if it wasn't depleted, the ship's AI would not be able to command the liquid silver protectors. LuoFeng nodded. Looking at the control panel beside him, a jade-haired girl's head appeared on the screen, staring at LuoFeng. XXX. The universe language resounded in the command room. You want me to leave? LuoFeng couldn't help but shake his head. Over this year, under Babata's guidance, even though speaking the universe common language was a little strenuous, often having to translate the universe common language in Chinese in his mind, then thinking about how to reply, at least it didn't sound like much of a problem. LuoFeng, insert the signal device into the control board's left side into the green slot. Babata said, ignore the ship's AI bullshit. AIs, no matter how smart they were still just AIs. If he couldn't control his weapon, it wouldn't be lethal at all. Now, it's a woman who's been stripped naked and tied up. Within the wrist AI virtual space, Babata sighed and shook his head. Next, I'm going to ravage her, Gaga. Saying that, he revealed his pair of sharp teeth. LuoFeng shook his head helplessly. Immediately inserting the signal device into the green slot. Do. The entire command room immediately resounded with an ear-piercing alarm. The control panel screen swiftly displayed a large amount of words. Watch me, LuoFeng, this AI system is not bad. However, if we take her down within 30 minutes, this black dragon ship will be ours. Babata immediately began to use all his strength to invade, and the ship's AI system naturally resisted. Proceed with defense. Warning, system is under attack. The universe language resounded. Please enter your password within 30 seconds, otherwise self-destruct will be initiated. 30, 29, 28. The moment the sound resounded, LuoFeng's expression changed. Damn, self-destruct? LuoFeng, this is trouble. This ship's master is too much of a bastard. He actually set the AI system to self-destruct if it's attacked? Babata was obviously panicking. What do we do now? Do we have any ideas? LuoFeng asked. 30 seconds, even the universe's strongest AI can't take down this AI system in 30 seconds. Babata was panicking too. I don't know any bullshit password either. It's over, she wanted to destroy this AI system. I didn't expect her to be unable to resist and actually kill herself. It's over. Babata was helpless. LuoFeng couldn't help but rage. Babata, don't use such a tone at this time, quickly think of a way, what should we do? Within the wrist AI space, Babata's blood-red eyes stared wide open. Blinking a few times he realized. LuoFeng was furious. Indeed, LuoFeng was extremely anxious. Where would he find the time to joke around with Babata? 20, 19, 18. The sound resounded, the control panel screen displayed a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7. LuoFeng was extremely anxious. There's no other way. Babata's helpless voice resounded in his mind. Chi. The entire control panel emitted an ear-piercing sound. Large amounts of words madly floated up on the screen. Even the large amounts of buttons on the control panel actually had sparks. 5, 4. The control panel's voice became dry, stuttering. Do. The entire ship resounded with an ear-piercing alarm. Not only was the control panel emitting sparks, even the ceiling and some of the passageways, many places in the ship were emitting a chi sound, emitting sparks and such. As though it was about to explode. Babata, what are you doing? LuoFeng asked. Pung. A sound like a light bulb exploding resounded. The control panel screen turned pitch black. Even the lights in the control room immediately went out, enveloped in darkness. LuoFeng, I can only do this. Babata's voice resounded in his mind once again. What did you do? LuoFeng asked. This Black Dragon Mountain X-81 ship was set by its original owner. If there's an external signal attempting to attack the AI system, it will activate its self-destruct sequence, unless the password is entered within 30 seconds. And attacking within 30 seconds is impossible. Hence, there's only one way to use an overwhelming amount of energy to instantly destroy the ship's AI system. Barbaric destruction, the result would be the entire ship's control system being damaged, many of the transmission systems could be burnt. Babata said helplessly. However, if we don't barbaric destruction, the result would be the ship activating its self-destruct system with a pung it would explode. And Luo Feng, you need the ship's weapons, I can only do this. Babata explained. Luo Feng immediately understood. At the start, Babata wanted to use a gentle method to attack and control the ship's AI system. It was a pity the conditions didn't allow it. And to prevent the ship from exploding, this was the only way. Babata, thank you. Luo Feng said. Within the wrist virtual space, dressed in a black robe, the dispirited Babata was obviously a little sad from this failure. He had patted his chest loudly before, but the result was a result that couldn't even be considered as a win. Babata, thank you. Luo Feng's voice resounded. Babata was stunned. Thank you? The dispirited Babata raised his eyebrows, smiling, revealing his cute fangs, laughing. No need to thank me, Luo Feng, hehe, I'm powerful, right? This barbaric destruction also depends on strength, my AI level far exceeds it. In an instant I can control a large amount of energy, making it unable to react and then collapse. Luo Feng turned to look at the 3 liquid silver guards and the powder left behind by the soldier, along with his belongings. Luo Feng, back then the master because of the close to 1,000 light years around Earth, there were many races with good potential, hence he made this part of his territory. Back then this place belonged to the Silver Blue Empire. Hence, the master slightly displayed his might with a spirit energy attack, he destroyed the souls of a huge interstellar fleet soldiers, causing the fleet to crash into many planets. Babata said, the master of this Black Dragon ship should be a big figure in this fleet. To be able to afford the Black Dragon Mountain X-81 and the liquid silver guards, he must have some status in the Milky Way galaxy. Babata evaluated. His belongings must be good, take them. Also, the liquid silver guards have used up all their energy, I'm not sure if the crystals in my storage are enough. I'll take these 3 liquid silver guards, repair them and see if they can be used again. Babata said. At the same time, the 3 liquid silver guards disappeared from their original positions. LuoFeng's thoughts moved. The dead officer's ring, weapon and other belongings were immediately kept. Once again using the Herculean push, to push the door open, after which he easily walked through the laser tunnel and walked out. Babata, when will the weapons on this ship be ready? LuoFeng asked. This Black Dragon ship's AI and control systems are damaged, but the weapons etc. are unaffected. However, after tens of thousands of years, even with the 3 robots maintaining the ship, I think the weapons still have some small problems. Don't worry. I've roughly checked, creating a weapon that can kill a star level 6 or 7 is still possible. As for the time, I can't be sure, probably 1 or 2 days. Oh. The black disc-shaped ship before him immediately disappeared. I'll keep the ship, I'll begin repairing the weapons now. Babata said. I'll have to trouble you, Babata. Luo Feng couldn't help but say. Hehe, it's a small matter, a small matter. Babata said, oh right, when we go out I'll store the remains of the mothership. The mothership's size was much bigger than a ship. Babata's storage tool was indeed much bigger than Luo Feng's storage ring. So, Luo Feng swiftly followed the mothership's tunnel outwards. He was worried about his family, and he didn't know how the situation with the swallowing monster and the countries had developed. When it was attacked by the hydrogen bomb, what did the enraged golden horn beast do? Luo Feng was filled with unease and anxiety. Using his fastest speed, he swiftly left the seabed and rushed out of the sea, stepping on the soaring shuttle, becoming a beam of light and swiftly flying towards the Asian continent's Huaxia country. Yangzhou City, one of the 8 guard cities of the Jiangnan headquarters city. The entire Yangzhou City was in a state of madness. Screams of pain and agony echoed in the night sky. Some skyscrapers were broken in half, while others were set ablaze. It was as if the entire city was on the verge of destruction. Minghua District. A disc-shaped fighter jet had already landed on the grass patch. 3 special forces soldiers jumped down from it, like a gust of wind, swiftly rushing into Luo Feng's house. Dang dang dang. The 3 swiftly rushed up to the 2nd floor of Luo Feng's house. 2nd floor, within the gravity room there were beds, sofas, computers etc. Luo Feng's parents, Luo Honghua, Gong Xen Lan, his brother Luo Hua, his girlfriend Jin Nan and her parents, and Su Xin. They all stayed within the gravity room. Luckily the room was 6m long and 6m wide. Such a large space was enough for a group of people to stay in. Jin Nan's parents had been called by Luo Hua to invite them over after Jin Nan had been anxious about it. Mr. Luo Honghua, please leave the gravity room and follow us quickly. It's not safe for you here. The 3 soldiers stood outside the gravity room. The leader said anxiously, the buildings on the ground can become the swallowing monster's target at any time. The leader has already ordered us to come and fetch Mr. Luo Feng and his family. Time is tight, hurry up. I've already told you on the phone I won't leave. We won't leave. The few of you, it's best if you leave. I'll wait for my brother to return. Luo Honghua, Gong Xen Lan and Luo Hua all said. The 3 soldiers outside were helpless. Suddenly the leader's tactical communications watch vibrated. He looked down and his expression changed. Leader's call. He immediately answered. Leader, Representative Luo's family refuses to leave. The leader reported. Yes. The soldier stood straight and replied, ending the call. Mr. Luo Honghua, we've just contacted Representative Luo, he'll be here soon. The leader said towards the gravity room. Luo Feng's family were all shocked and overjoyed. Luo Feng was coming back? Tonight was indeed a nightmare. They had been worried about Luo Feng in the gravity room. Retreat. The leader waved his hand. Immediately the 3 soldiers swiftly left. above the Asian continent. In the dark night, a beam of light swiftly tore through the skies. Luo Feng was dressed in the cloud contact armor and standing on the soaring shuttle. In his right hand was a curved shield. This was the weapon his dead teacher had prepared for him back on the UNMO planet ship, the arc cutter blade. The arc cutter disc and the soaring shuttle were on the same level. One was better at escaping. One was stronger in terms of attack. Actually, regarding the use of the spirit weapon, Luo Feng had already understood it by now. Back then, when he had just been able to control 18 strands of mind power, he tried to activate the second level of the soaring shuttle's mountain drill, but he failed countless times. It was because his control of telekinesis was too rough and weak. And after going through the training of the 9 secrets of control, Luo Feng's foundation was very solid. He only needed to try 2 or 3 times before he could use these 2 weapons. Luo Feng, how come I couldn't get through to you before? I went to the archaeological ruins before, maybe the signal was cut off. While flying, Luo Feng was talking to Jia Yi. How's it going now? What do you think? After the swallowing monster was heavily injured, it was enraged to the point of madness. After destroying Asia's China, India and many other headquarter cities' war bases, it's now even crazily attacking the human cities to vent its anger. Jia Yi said anxiously, right, your Yangzhou city has been affected too. What? Luo Feng panicked. Your Mingyue district hasn't been affected. The entire Yangzhou city has been hit by a total of 12 golden lights. It's considered quite serious. Jia Yi said. Luo Feng was even more anxious. Luckily Yangzhou city was already very close to the east coast. Luo Feng quickly flew to the skies above Yangzhou city. My God. Looking down from above, Luo Feng couldn't help but take a deep breath. The entire Yangzhou city was filled with screams and cries. It was a city with close to 10 million people. At this moment, there were 12 places with deep craters, and the surrounding skyscrapers and districts were all in flames. The buildings were collapsing. It was as though they had been hit by over 1,000 tons of TNT. In these 12 places, large numbers of soldiers and police were gathered. Many lucky survivors were crying. Bastard. Luo Feng cursed within. Luckily it's just venting, it's venting on all of the human cities. Babata's voice resounded in his mind. If it were to specifically attack Yangzhou city, destroying the entire city would be a piece of cake. Luo Feng naturally understood this. Throwing out 12 golden lights to the golden horned beast was indeed a very normal attack. Maybe from the golden horned beast's point of view, these citadels were just small cities, the main city was the big one. It wasn't worth spending too much energy on a small city. Luo Feng swiftly rushed towards the Mingyue district, entering the second floor through his own window. The gravity room's metal door automatically opened. There were a total of 7 people in the room. Brother. Luo Hua was the first to stand up from his chair in front of the computer. Luo Honghua and Gong Xinlan carefully looked at Luo Feng, seeing that he didn't have any external injuries, only then did they relax. Beside them, Zhen Nan's parents nodded and smiled, but it was obvious their faces were pale. When we entered the gravity room earlier after the metal door closed, we couldn't open it no matter what. Luo Hua said. It was programmed by me. Luo Feng said directly. Compared to the government's defenses, Luo Feng trusted the gravity room's sturdiness more. Within the gravity room even Hong could barely leave a small mark. That golden horned beast, even if a golden light struck the gravity room, it wouldn't be able to damage it. Su Xian. Luo Feng naturally held Su Xian's hand, her hand was cold, her face pale too. Luo Feng, look. Su Xian turned the computer screen over, Luo Feng looked down. On the screen were large amounts of videos and photos. One of the photos at the top was the scene of the skyscraper burning. The swallowing beast is wreaking havoc all over the world. It was wreaking havoc in Asia before, now it's gone to Africa. Looking at its speed, I reckon it'll be heading to Europe soon. Su Xian said. How many casualties have we suffered in China? Luo Feng asked. Not sure. Su Xian shook her head. Beside, Luo Hua said, brother, according to the satellite images and videos, the number of casualties in the 6 headquarter cities of China is estimated to be no less than 5 million. The moment he said that, the expressions of the other people in the gravity room all changed. Obviously they were filled with grief and sorrow. A conservative estimate of 5 million? Luo Feng's heart sank. Millions of his fellow countrymen. The swallowing beast's main attacks are in the main city areas. The main city areas have more people than the citadels, and the density is higher too. Its frenzied attacks, hitting a few commercial skyscrapers is still alright, those skyscrapers are usually empty at night. However, hitting a few residential buildings, small districts. Luo Hua looked at the densely packed corpses on the screen, unable to continue. Beside, his mother Gong Xinlan, Su Xian and Zhen Nan were all crying. It was too tragic. Luo Feng's expression was ashen. Golden horned beast. Luo Feng's gaze was cold. However, immediately after, he felt a wave of helplessness. The pinnacle bloodline of the universe, the space beast known for its savagery, the golden horned beast, even though it had only reached the star level to the humans of Earth, it was the end of the world. From birth till now, this was the first time the golden horned beast had been injured. It was furious. Hence, it wanted to vent its anger. Hence, Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, South America. Normal citadels, it would casually scatter a few or 10 beams of golden light as it flew past. However, in some of the larger cities, it would crazily vent its anger on a large area. Humans were as weak as ants. And the golden horned beast was like a giant, running to ant nest after ant nest, continuously stepping on groups of ants. The entire human race of Earth was trembling under the golden horned beast's rage. Its revenge lasted for over 4 hours. In a South American city filled with screams and explosions, the golden horned beast opened its huge scaled wings. The scales on its abdomen had already fully grown without a single wound. It lowered its head and gazed at the city below, its cold eyes filled with madness after venting its anger, after which it suddenly raised its head. Whoa! A loud and terrifying roar resounded. The roar caused the air to tremble, forming a visible shockwave, as though it was declaring its dignity and inviolability. Shoo! After which, the golden horned beast swiftly flew away into the ocean, resting at the bottom of the sea. This night, it had destroyed all of humanity's bases, suffered heavy losses, and finally crazily vented its anger. It had indeed used up a large amount of energy, it was tired and needed to rest. Yangzhou City's Mingyu district, LuoFeng's house. The television in the living room was broadcasting. China's #1 leader was giving a speech to the entire nation. My fellow countrymen. Tonight I am filled with unparalleled pain and sorrow. This is a calamity for humanity. We are fighting for our survival. In an instant, almost all of China's citizens were watching the live broadcast. Also, during the broadcast there were large amounts of video feeds from the vice president. This scene wasn't just happening in China, it was happening in other countries around the world. All of the citizens of the world knew what had happened. A calamity even more terrifying than the Grand Nirvana period had arrived. Immediately, the citizens who were initially against the military saw the large amounts of people dying on the television, the large amounts of soldiers dying. Many of the youths volunteered to join the army. A large number of trained reserve soldiers went to sign up. Large amounts of fighters joined the army. Also, the television was broadcasting live from the countless rivers of the country, countless sea monsters slaughtering their way over. It was also broadcasting the battle between the army and the monsters. It was also broadcasting the situation in other countries around the world. Tragic. Humanity and monsters, this was a race war. For survival. Luo Feng watched the television, his heart heavy. Suddenly, Luo Feng's tactical communications watch vibrated. Luo Feng answered. Luo Feng. East of your Yangzhou city, there are 12 emperor-level monsters that have just flown out of the ocean. 6 of them are heading towards the southeast military district. Please immediately send reinforcements. Immediately send reinforcements. Jia Yi's voice was extremely anxious. Got it? Luo Feng replied. Luo Feng, at this time I won't say much. I beg of you. Jia Yi pleaded earnestly. In terms of power, the only ones capable of killing a group of emperor-level monsters were Honggua, Thunder God, Luo Feng, Mo Henderson and a few others. After ending the call, Luo Feng turned to look at the others in the room. Luo Honggua and the others all looked at him. Be careful. Luo Honggua only said these 3 words. Luo Feng nodded. With a thought who? 3 pure black metal robots suddenly appeared in the room. This scene shocked everyone in the room. XXXX. Luo Feng immediately gave the order, speaking in universe language. He ordered one of the robots to protect his family, the other 2 to prepare. The moment Yangzhou City was attacked, they would be responsible for defending. XX. The 3 metal robots responded. Even though their AI was very low, requiring humans to give precise instructions, however, they were still much stronger than the autojets from before. Little Feng. Brother. The group of people in the room looked shocked at Luo Feng. 3 robots? There were indeed robots on Earth now, but they were all very dumb. Dad, you guys immediately head upstairs. The moment you discover any danger, enter the gravity room. Luo Feng said. After giving the order, Luo Feng didn't hesitate, immediately flying out of the Mingyue district. The sky was already bright, the entire Yangzhou city was bustling with activity, large numbers of youths wanting to join the army were blocking the streets, the army could be seen everywhere. High up in the sky, Luo Feng stepped on the soaring shuttle, swiftly flying towards the east. It's a pity, those 3 robots are repair robots from the ship. Babata's voice resounded in his mind. In terms of killing power, I'm afraid they can't match up to you. Have the liquid silver guards been repaired? Luo Feng asked. What about the weapons? The liquid silver guards use C-grade energy crystals, however they've been used up long ago, after tens of thousands of years they need to be repaired. I estimate they'll be done within 3 days. As for the weapons, I've already dismantled the Black Dragon Mountain X-81 ship's most powerful single-target weapon. The laser cannon, it's currently being repaired. Babata said, the required energy crystals, I've prepared them. Luo Feng relaxed. The laser cannon, according to Babata, was a weapon with great potential. In theory its power could be close to limitless. Some of the rarest laser weapons in the legends of the universe could even threaten sector lords. How's the power? Luo Feng asked. It can kill a star level 6 human fighter. Babata said, star level 6 compared to a star level 1, it's tens of times stronger. Even if it was a giant star beast, you won't be able to block that laser cannon. Luo Feng relaxed a bit when he heard the words absolutely unstoppable. Although Babata's temper was like a child's, he would not speak carelessly. But I need time. Babata said. The faster the better. Luo Feng said. If we rush, we'll probably need 28 to 30 hours, Babata said. Luo Feng pondered. 28 to 30 hours? It was only a little more than a day. In such a long time, China might have suffered great losses, but it shouldn't have reached the point where the city was destroyed. Unless that devourer beast appeared. Pray. He could only pray in his heart. Whoosh. LuoFeng's thoughts conversed with Babata. His flying speed didn't decrease at all, rushing towards the southeast military district. China's Kyoto headquarters. Many of the leaders were there, and the screen in the command center was playing two images of the satellite tracking. One was of 6 large and ferocious king-class monsters flying toward the southeast military region, and the other was of a youth in blood-red armor riding the soaring shuttle toward the southeast region. Luo Feng is already flying towards the southeast military district. Jia Yi said. Immediately broadcast this battle to the entire country. Beside him, China's #1 leader, a white-haired skinny old man ordered. Old Zhou. Jia Yi looked shocked at the old man. The old man named Zhou said solemnly, Jia Yi, you said before there are strong and weak emperor-level monsters too. Even councilman powerhouses could die in a battle against a king-class monster. Right now is a matter of life and death. We need the representatives to shed their blood at a time like this. Do we want them to silently sacrifice themselves? The leaders of headquarters were all absolute elites. They were well versed in human psychology. With just a little bit they all understood. To make the representatives risk their lives they had to be willing. The country had no way to force them. They have to be willing. To make them willing we have to ignite their blood. Only with passion. Only with faith. Only then will they risk their lives. The old man named Zhou said. Immediately the entire China's television channels switched. Southeast Military District is in danger. Southeast Military District is in danger. Right now, there are 6 Emperor-level sea monsters flying towards the Southeast Military District. Under the commentator's voice, the images appeared on every television in China, be it homes, the big screens on the streets, or the screens in the underground base. All of them were showing the same images. 6 Emperor-level monsters, extremely malevolent. A snake with a green body and a purple abdomen, its length was close to 200 m. In other words, it was as tall as a 70-story building. The mountain-shaking whale king was like a giant nuclear submarine in the air. A green-scaled dragon with eyes glowing a strange red, it was the famous East Sea Azure dragon. An almost transparent jellyfish, its umbrella-like body was over 30 m in diameter, its countless tentacles were at least a few hundred meters long. 6 Emperor-level monsters. Every one of them was incomparably strong, especially the East Sea Azure dragon and the venomous jellyfish king. Even Jia Yi didn't dare to provoke them. When China's 1.2 billion citizens saw this scene, they all held their breaths. When had they ever seen such terrifying monsters? The commentator on the side was still swiftly explaining the information of each Emperor-level monster, causing the citizens to worry even more for the hundreds of thousands of soldiers in the Southeast Military District. No. The little girl covered her eyes, not daring to watch. It can't be. The elderly were all in front of the television, silently praying to Buddha and Guanyin. Emperor-level monsters. 6. The hot-blooded youths stared with their eyes wide open. They trained hard in the dojo, and the monsters they knew were terrifying enough. However, compared to these 6 Emperor-level monsters they were nothing. Before, the swallowing monster ravaged the entire Earth, destroying all the laser cannons in the military districts and bases. Against these 6 Emperor-level monsters, the Southeast Military District is currently retreating. However, the speed of the army can't match the monster's flying speed, which reaches 820 meters per second. The citizens in front of the television all held their breaths. The screen immediately changed to another scene. A youth dressed in blood-red armor stood on a soaring shuttle, breaking through the skies and flying. Immediately, countless citizens in front of their televisions all became excited. Flying? This was humanity's pinnacle warrior, an existence surpassing the war god level. It's Representative Luo Feng. Representative Luo Feng is currently flying with his fastest speed towards the Southeast Military District. The data shows that Representative Luo Feng's current flying speed has reached 5,610 meters per second. Oh, I didn't see wrongly, my god. It's really 5,610 meters per second, 16.5 times the speed of sound. The commentator's voice was filled with shock. Not just him, even the Star Traveler warriors watching the broadcast were shocked. In terms of flying speed, even Hong and Thunder God couldn't compare to Luo Feng. He's caught up. Representative Luo Feng has caught up. On the screen, Luo Feng and the 6 Emperor-level monsters finally appeared at the same time. When they appeared on the same screen, compared to the incomparably huge 6 Emperor-level monsters, Luo Feng was like an ant. One ant challenging 6 giants? Such a scene made all the people watching the live broadcast nervous. Suddenly, the huge jellyfish king suddenly sprayed out a green mist that covered a few thousand meters. It was poison. In an instant the screen turned green. The commentator on the side immediately explained that this was the jellyfish king's poison. He also explained some information about the jellyfish king, making everyone tremble. This jellyfish king could be said to be one of the most poisonous monsters on Earth. What's wrong? What's going on? How's Representative Luo Feng doing under the poison gas? Everyone's hearts tightened. Luo Feng. Su Xian's body was trembling. Luo Feng. Wei Wen also raised his head to look at the big screen on the street, extremely nervous. And within the poison gas, Luo Feng stood on the soaring shuttle, his spirit energy forming a barrier around him. With Luo Feng's spirit energy barrier's toughness and density, it didn't give any chance for the poison gas to penetrate. Killing one Emperor-level monster means saving hundreds of thousands, millions of lives. Luo Feng looked at the 6 Emperor-level monsters swiftly rushing over, his gaze cold, filled with killing intent. That's why all of you can go and die. Rumble. Luo Feng fiercely swung the arc cutter blade in his right hand. Chi. As though space itself had been sliced apart, the arc cutter blade actually became a huge golden arc blade, madly dancing about. The first to bear the brunt of the attack was the jellyfish king, famous for its poison. That extremely flexible body, under Luo Feng's control of the arc cutter blade, was immediately sliced into two. That 3-headed monster with a huge carapace on its back was sliced apart along with its carapace. Slice. The arc cutter blade, compared to the soaring shuttle, was even stronger in terms of attack power. 6 Emperor-level monsters. Even though the East Sea Azure Dragon was harder to slice, it still succeeded. The 6 monsters under the madly dancing arc cutter blade were immediately sliced into 7 or 8 pieces. All sorts of smelly or fragrant fresh blood sprayed everywhere. China, countless people were staring at the screen, their hearts hanging in suspense. The video of the swallowing monster from before made humanity despair. Right now, all the Chinese were hoping for a victory to give them a little bit of hope. A little bit of hope for survival. On the screen, the poison quickly dispersed. Luo Feng, who was in mid-air on the soaring shuttle, waved his hand. The 10 long golden arc cutter blade flew into Luo Feng's hand. And in mid-air, large amounts of corpses that had been sliced into pieces fell from mid-air, be it a huge claw or a tentacle or some scales and flesh. We won. The monsters have all been killed. At this time, many people were crying tears of joy. Finally, there was some good news. Representative Luo Feng is too powerful. His flying speed has reached 16.5 times the speed of sound. With Representative Luo Feng here, we will definitely win. Countless people at this time remembered Luo Feng's name. The South Central Military Sector is in danger. Representative Yao Weiwu is currently rushing over to help. The screen changed again. Luo Feng was very strong, but he was after all only one person. He had no way of fighting in 2 different places at the same time. Battle after battle occurred. Across the motherland, the flames of war were everywhere. At the moment when humanity's survival was at stake, representative after representative stood up. One by one, mysterious names that no one knew of were now known by countless people. Luo Feng, Zhu Shi, Yao Weiwu. At this time they were humanity's strongest, most dazzling existences.